So, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Patrick Liu, and I'm the CFO of CTW Cayman. So our stock is actually traded on NASDAQ under the ticker CTW, and we actually has just completed our IPO in the US about 2 months ago in early August. So this is actually the few IR-related events that the company we like to go to. And it's really my great pleasure to be here to join with you guys to show us just to let you know about our company, who we are, what we do, and all the fun stuff. And I think I will not just read this. This is just a disclaimer you will always see. So there will be forward-looking statements, and these are not focused, and there are risks associated with those forward statements. All right, folks. So today's presentation, I'm gonna just quickly go over overview of our company. What is the market look like, and are you able to just to hear me from all the way back there? Okay, I'm not gonna use this one because it seems like there's some signal issues. And so beyond of that, I'm going to talk about a little bit about our competitive edge and our game plan for the future, and we will end up with a quick overview of our performance. And end of the presentation, I will try to leave a couple minutes here and there for any questions you may have. So CTW at a glance, the company is actually founded back in 2013, and we have started up with as a very boutique small gaming company, and since then we have been building up our proprietary G123 H5 gaming platform focused on Japanese anime. And for the most recent fiscal year 24, we generated approximately 70 million in revenue. We have users from over 171 countries in the world. And through today, we have almost 30 games live in operation on the G123 platform. And we also have almost 20 new games in pipeline. A lot of them actually are already released for pre-registration. So users, gamers, anime fans globally actually know the existence of those games, and they can pre-register, and they will receive notice news along the way when we are ready to actually launch the game. And cumulative active user, we actually reached over 126 million, and this is actually for the first 6 months of fiscal year 2025. So this is only half-year number. So some highlights of our company. So basically, our model is based on high margin, low risk, and scalable growth, and all of these are mainly based on the recent trend of Japanese anime and the global fan base that's already well established of the Japanese anime. Beyond of that, we have already built up very long, standing relationships with the IP holders who actually has the IPs on the Japanese anime, and also we internally developed AI-driven technologies to improve the operating efficiency and the marketing efficiency, most importantly, to be able to reach out to those existing anime fans very efficiently. So here is actually a very quick overview of the global mobile gaming market. So mobile gaming market is huge already, and it's continue growing. So by the year of 2028, it is expected to reach 124 billion globally for mobile gaming. And within that mobile gaming industry, you will actually see that the anime H5 games actually growing in a faster pace than the general mobile gaming. And what is the reason for that, right? Why H5 anime games are growing faster than just the general mobile gaming? It's probably because of two reasons. First reason is very, very accessible. You don't really need any console or any high-end phones. You don't need an iPhone 16 Pro for play an H5 game. You can have just a much cheaper, smartphone to play our platform. You can just click and play. That's it. And beyond of that, we are utilizing, as I mentioned earlier, the well-established fan base. So we are bringing a different story to those fans that they can experience their beloved anime characters and storylines. So here, beyond of the mobile marketing, we also very glad to see there's also growing trend outside of Japan of the Japanese anime. I think a couple years ago, Japanese anime is more like a niche market. Not a lot of people knowing them, and the fans, especially outside of Japan, the fans will be considered like a younger, teenagers who don't really know a lot of things, and they're into Japanese anime. But today, things hasn't changed. I mean, everybody, if you go to Netflix, if you do go to Amazon Prime, if you go to Disney Plus, you will see there's a lot of Japanese anime series. It's TV series, it's movies. So it's actually already converting from a niche market into a mainstream entertainment. And we are trying to utilize those trends to market our product, our platform, our games. So here, this is actually just a very quick show of that QR code actually works. So if you're interested, you can just use your phone, scan that QR code, which is going to lead you directly to our platform, G123. I will keep the screen on for a little bit of time, so people who's interested, you can just scan the QR code. And if you have troubles, let me know. We can always fix that. Or if you can just type in g123.jp, that's also can get you directly to the platform. All right. So basically, our business model is very simple, straightforward. We line up with 3 parties essentially. The first party we work with, we collaborate with, the most is the Japanese IP owners. So we have been since build up our relationship with those IP owners who have a handful or very strong IPs in their backlog. And we have been very successful building up those trust relationships. And as of now, we have already established a partnership with over 33 Japanese anime IP holders. When we say we established a partnership, it's not just to say, oh, we have some framework agreements signed. No, it's not like that. We actually have active licensing agreements with all of each individual one of them, which actually we have either already have a game on those, or we have some game developers that are developing a game based on those based on those IPs. So our strong relationships, long-term relationship with those IP holders is actually one of the foundations that will be able to help the company to continue launch new games based on those IPs and attracting new users to our platform. So here, this is actually a very quick overview of some of the beloved IPs we already have. So I'm not sure any of you guys are really into Japanese anime, but I can assure you if you just Google the name of these IPs, you will know how famous they are in not just Asia, but actually globally. For example, Doraemon is actually the longest history Japanese anime in the history. This IP has been out there for over 5 decades, and is still very, very popular, attracting millions of fans to watch its TV shows, its movies every single year. So that is actually one of our next few games that we are expecting to launch in the very near future. So let's just stop about talking about our relationship with those IP holders. The next party we are actually working a lot with is actually game developers. So CTW, we are not gaming studio. We don't really do any coding for the games. We contract with external game developers for them to develop the game, to the actual games that's distributed through our platform. So our agreements with those game studios, game developers are exclusive. Means whatever the game they have developed based on the IP we give to them, they have to distribute those games through our platform. They cannot take that game to anywhere else. We have the exclusive distribution right of that. And also, from the company's perspective, we are also providing a lot of services to those game developers to resolve their immediate needs. Some of things that we actually summarize there, a lot of time they're facing restrictive licensing. They cannot really get any of the license from those IPs we have access to, and a lot of the time they will have difficulties in monetization, their high cross-platform development costs, all those type of things. So as a platform, we are actually resolving all those challenges faced by those developers. So by providing access to IPs, providing well-established platform, those game developers are actually very easy to monetize their products through our platform. So that's also ensure that as a company, as a gaming platform, we are able to continue launching new games that were developed by those developers. And lastly, because we are a gaming platform, we directly interact with individual users, individual gamers. So because the fact that we are actually H5 the platform is built on H5 technology, is actually allow us to put in some very unique features to the platform, which you will never see in the other games, software, apps out there. For example, because it's H5, so there's no installation needed, and also we don't need to have the players to download any app, and also we don't require users to register. We're using the cookies to track each individual user and to identify each individual user and know who's who. So that is actually a very unique feature that you probably never see in any other gaming companies. So the question is why the company we even want to do that, right? The main idea of that is really the fact that we want to create the most seamless playing experiences for the players. So all of the players, they can simply click the link and get to watch, and then by clicking just one button, they're in the game, nothing else. So that's why we build up all of those technologies to make that seamless experience. And here, this is just a very quick overview of what's the revenue contribution of our company. So we're very glad to see the revenue contributed by gamers in Japan is actually increasing year over year. So in fiscal year 24, it was about like 90% of our revenue came from users based outside of Japan. And in fiscal year 25, this number has actually go up to 29%. What that means our philosophy, our theory actually worked.
The webcam's not hearing you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So that means actually that's our philosophy, our model actually works out, not just in Japan, actually outside of Japan. So the Japanese anime is actually becoming a really global trend of entertainment. There are definitely a lot of users outside of Japan that actually are eagering for those type of content. And we are the platform that can actually provide that access to them. So we are really expecting in the future we can continue the expansion outside of Japan and continue the growth outside of Japan. And here, this is a very quick summary of what I have just talked about. So you see CTW G123, we sit in the middle as the platform. And on the left side, we go directly with IP holders, we go directly with the developer partners, and they're going to provide the actual gaming content, which is actually distributed by us, and we interact directly with the users who are actually going to make in-game purchases through those games, and we then share revenues with the game developers and IP holders. So roughly, the revenue share percentage between us, IP holders, and the game developers is we give out 10% of the total in-game purchase amount to the IP holders, and then we give another 10% roughly to the game developer. So the company, we retain approximately 80% of the total in-game purchase amount. And also, because the fact that we are a platform, that also means for each individual game, for us, it's a small investment. We can always test how good the game is very quickly. If the game is good, okay, that's nice. So we're gonna maximize our advertising spend on that game and maximize profitability on that game. Okay, what if the game, for whatever reason, it doesn't work? We can very quickly control the exposure to that. We only make limited advance payments to game developers and IP holders for each individual title. And if the game doesn't really work, that's the maximum loss we may incur. But still, that is a very healthy business model that is actually scalable. And here, beyond of the things that I have just talked, we also do a lot of online advertisements, and we use the online advertisement to attract the users globally to play our games and come to our website platform. So we did internally develop the AI-backed advertisement management system, which can evaluate the outcome of each individual advertisement banner in real time. So what we use that for is we can then use that system to automatically allocate our funding on advertisement, say which banner we actually need to put out there. And the outcome of that utilization of that AI-backed advertisement system is we are able to get 106% our return on advertisement spent for the first half of fiscal year 25. And I just want to clarify, the 106% is just for the 6 months number. So you see there's a new user revenue, $1.57. That number is actually the actual in-game purchase amount generated by new users we acquired in the 6 months period within that 6 months period. So I know a lot of the companies in the gaming industry or in the entertainment industry, they put a hypothetical number, which is called lifetime value. They say, oh, the lifetime value of a customer is X dollars. But who knows whether or not they're going to eventually make that X dollar, right? For us, that number is real. It's actually what we already received. So I think that makes that 106% more meaningful for the company. Yeah, sure.
Do you have any churn figures from your acquisitions?
I'm sorry, I couldn't read.
Churn figures, like how much of your new users stick?
Oh, yeah, we do. That's actually a very good question. I think I'm just going to quickly jump through a few slides. That is the churn rate right there. So on the left side, this is actually active users, so that's including free users and the paying users. And the chart in the middle, this is actually for just the paying users. So we are very glad that if you're just looking at the paying user churn rate, you will see this is a much higher than any H5 platform, gaming platform. That is to show you how sticky the games are and how the fans or users are really liking our games.
And sorry, one clarification question. So 112% ROAS.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think this is something. I think this is this should be like 106%. I think there's some,
Yeah, so you're essentially getting 6% more than what you spent within that period.
Yes, exactly. The idea is as long as it's over 100%, that means we are able to collect every single penny we spend on advertisement within that same cycle. We don't need to wait for like 1 year after, 2 years after to collect those money back. That's what that's over 100% means.
One last question.
Sure.
This one here, retention rate for active users, that's close to 1% the right side.
You mean this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is close to 1%. This is 0.9. But I have to let you know, because that is actually for all active users, and because we are free to play, so I think that's going to happen to every single free gaming company in freemium model. So a lot of the free users, they're going to just because there's no cost to try it out, so they're going to start playing, try it out. If they don't like it, they just walk away. That's actually very good. Thank you for the questions. I think that's very important. And I'm going to quickly jump back to where we are before. Okay, here. I think that's enough for the 106%, which we're really proud of, and the ROAS. And beyond of that, AI is actually a big thing for our company. We are not just like another random tech company. We're just saying, oh, we are doing a lot with AI. We are actually have already developed a series of internal technology tools that are actually backed by AI system. So each individual picture icon in this cycle, in this closed loop, represent one internal developed system that is actually backed by AI. So these systems are very important and essential for us to be able to successfully continually launching new games in a very efficient way. I can give you a very quick example of the localization tool. So localization is a lot of that work related to translation. Our platform support 8 languages right now, and we are able to add more languages if we want. Historically, we have a very large team localization trying to translate in-game content into English, into whatever language we need to do. And right now, because we have implemented that AI tool, we have, for the entire company, we have one person in the localization team. So that one person, what he's doing is he's basically just a review, approve AI translated content. So that one person are able to support almost 30 live games. That's a lot of work, actually. So just a very quick example how AI, integrated into our system. So also, I think we are we have maybe 4-5 more minutes to go. So I also want to save a little bit of time at the end for questions. I'm gonna very quickly scan through these numbers. So I will not repeat of those. So the main point is active users are very sticky to our platform, to our games. They really like it, they really enjoy it. So they spend a lot of time and money in our games. Oh, sorry, if you want to take a quick photo, okay. And then this is showing you how, historically, how the user number grow. So you will see every single number is actually growing. The 126 million on the very left, that is actually for 6 months, because that is a cumulative number. So if you just multiply by that by 2, that's gonna give you an approximate of the full year number. And for going forward, these are things that we are expecting to do in the future. IP acquisition, developer expansion, AI-driven technologies, global reach. So all these things we believe are going to enhance our well-established ecosystem and also continue to contribute more, revenue to the company, and make us less risky investments. And here is just very quickly overview of the recent releases. We launched these couple games in the current fiscal year, and a lot of them are achieving very, very great results. And we're also expecting to launch even more games in the near future. And this is a case study of one of the longest history game on our platform. It's called Vivid Army. It was launched back in March of 2019, and cumulatively this one game generated over 300 million in-game purchases for the entire life, and we're still seeing a lot of active users every single day, even now, even after 5 years of this game is live. So that is actually to show you how these games could have a longevity and a long history. And this is actually sorry.
Curious, what are the typical in-game purchase items?
What is the what?
What are the purchase items?
Oh, they're just users buying in-game items like an outfit, a weapon, or anything. Oh. Yeah, so the users are basically buying a lot of stuff like, for example, outfits, weapons, or anything that you can think of. We also have subscription packages. Like the players, if they want, they can just subscribe for monthly, weekly, receiving those items in the game, and they will be able to utilize those items for enhance their characters and play experiences.
It's not merchandising.
No, it's not merchant. No, it's just a purely in-game purchase. And here, this is another very quick overview of a recent launch. So this is actually launched almost a year ago, October of 2024. So of the very first months of operation, we generated 1.4 million in-game purchase from just this one game. And for the very first 3 months, we have almost 7 million in revenue from this one game. So this is just these two case studies just to want to show you guys it's not just a one-time thing. We are continually launching new games that are successful or are continually attracting users, gamers to play and to make in-game purchases. I think that's here's the performance. So I think we really have a very little time to go. So I'm just to quickly go through revenue. Year over year from 23-24, it's bumped up by almost 9%. And for first half of 25 versus 24, it's bumped up by 23%. Net income margin is down. It's just because 2 factors. One thing, we spend a lot on advertisement money because we launched the new games. It's always been the case that when we have a very successful launch, we're going to maximize advertisement spending to maximize users. And the next thing is we did use our own money to do global expansion. We built up our R&D center in Shanghai. We built up our arts and design center in Taipei. We add over 100 headcount in those 2 locations. So that's also drives the net operating margin a little bit low, but we believe those are very critical investment for the future growth. And here, I think we talked about this a little before, and these ones are just some KPIs. For all this information, you will be able to find them on our IR website and the ICC filings, definitely. So I think that's really it. So I have like 2 minutes. So if anybody of you have any questions, we can just, okay. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Sorry, what are the R&D centers for?
Okay, so because we are a platform company, and also as I mentioned, we did do a lot of these tools, because these are in-house developed. So the R&D center, basically the 2 functions. One function is to continually enhance the platform, to make sure. One project we're doing right now is we want to make the loading time, because every single time when you click a button, it's going to load, right? We want to shorten the loading time for each individual game. And that needs a lot of work, because it's not just simply, you just buy a stronger server. No, it's not like that. We have to do some technology development on that side. Beyond of that, a lot of the work is related to the AI, these in-house tools, which may in the future, depends on market and a lot of external factors, may become a service package for external users. But that's going to be very different from what we are doing right now, and that could be something happen in the future, but not like.
What's the Cayman in your name? What's the connection to Cayman?
The listed company is actually the Cayman Holding Company. So that company has 100% ownership in our operating sub in Japan, and that also has 100% interest in the Shanghai R&D center. It's basically just the group structure. The Cayman doesn't really have any specific things to do with the operation.
Is it for tax purposes?
Not really. It's because for listing purposes mainly, because we are a Japanese company originally, and there's restrictions for Japanese company to have foreign ownership. So if we list the Japanese operating sub, we have to do ADRs, which we don't really like to do, so we have this structure set up. Any other questions? I think we really run out of time. All right, thank you guys. Thank you very much.